go get a job easy. Where? I just applied to McDonald's. They said 5,000 people just applied today. Today! I'm never getting a job in 2025. Fuck, man.
Can we talk about how hard it is to get jobs nowadays? I've had some friends who have literally had no luck with anything.
Niggas love to say, bro, go get a job, bro. Just go get employed.
Nigga, I'm trying. It's damn near impossible right now, bro. You don't think I'm trying to get a job right now? No one's fucking hiring, bro. This shit's so fucking difficult.
This job market sucks so bad, and we need to talk about it.
All right, then, let's talk about it. All right, guys, got a good one for you today. This one hits home with me because I've been on the job search for a long time, finally got me a job, and I know how hard it is to find a job. So let's strap yourselves in, let's watch this, and give me a comment on what you think. Let's get started.
Last semester when I was at college, I was trying to apply to jobs, and I probably applied to 35 jobs within the span of like 2 or 3 weeks. First of all, maybe heard back from like 10 of them, and I wasn't even just like on LinkedIn. Like, I was going to their website and doing the application stuff on their website. Nothing from most of them. The only job I could get was some shitty retail job. And it happened again this summer. All my friends, they came back from college and they're looking for jobs, and no one will fucking take them. Like, they're sitting there like, oh my god, we're hiring, and then they're denying people who like do have experience.
So she applied for 35 jobs and got called back for like 10 or something. So that's a really good response rate based on my job search. If I, and you know, 35 applications is nothing. You've got to do way more than that. In my field, I'm in tech and a little bit higher up management, but to me, if you get 10 responses from 35 applications, that's really good. I did probably over 100 applications, maybe 150, and just got a few, maybe a handful, like 10 or 12, a dozen, let's just say a dozen responses. And out of that, I got a few, you know, 4 or 5 interviews. But that's pretty good, I would say. What do you think? So the question is, what do you need to do to be able to get a job? Well, this guy right here, he's got some ideas. Let's take a look at this.
All right. If you want to get a job in this market, you have to become a workaholic. Now, I know what you're going to say. No job is worth the degradation of my mental health. I'm not going to kill myself for someone who's not going to pay me a fair wage. And that's fine. You can make the choice not to do that. But ask yourself this, which is worse? Short-term stress and anxiety that comes with working your butt off 6, 8, 10 hours per day to try to find a job, or the long-term stress and anxiety of having no income, no ability to pay your bills, losing everything you've worked hard for. Which one? For me, it's the latter. So here's what you're gonna do. You're not gonna apply for 1,000 jobs anymore and just hope someone gets in contact with you. You're gonna make a list of 20 or 30 jobs, and you're gonna call them. If they're local, you're gonna go to the location. You're gonna walk in. But Justin, they're gonna make me apply online. Yeah, they are. But your job is to be memorable. Your job is to cut through the noise. Your job is to be noticed. Making phone calls to hiring managers and the recruiters gets you noticed. Positively or negatively, it gets you noticed. Walking into a building gets you noticed. You have to become a workaholic, and you have to remove every boundary that they put in front of you. That's how you're going to get hired. Sitting back and waiting for someone to come find you is what you've been doing all along, and it hasn't been working, has it? So it's time to make a change.
So this guy here, he's got a good point, right? His thinking is, your job when you don't have a job is to look for a job, right? And to stand out and to do things that other people aren't doing. Call, you know, look on the websites, whatever he's saying. Stand out and do something different, okay? But still, even then, I mean, doing those kind of things, still it's tough to find a job. Let's take a look at what this girl here says.
I've been applying to full-time positions for almost a year now, coming up on a year in March, and I have yet to get one. For reference, I have a fashion merchandising degree, minor in marketing. I have about 2 years of experience in social media marketing, digital marketing, which is a career field that I want to take, and I can't find a job.
And Indeed sucks. I'm talking about I signed up for like 10 different jobs, not one hit me back. I'm starting to think Indeed doesn't even send them out. I know for a fact it's not my resume, because some of my friends that have jobs, You feel me? Like, I'm one more failed application from robbing dudes and scamming. Because I can't do this no more.
I've applied easily to over 200 jobs since last year, and I've gotten nothing but rejection emails. I ended up having to take an internship out of college that I just quit because I moved. And that was the only thing I could find was a part-time internship when I have a full degree.
Has anyone ever actually gotten a job from Indeed? I have applied to like 50 jobs, interviewed for like 10, and then I just stopped hearing back. I don't know if it's a Boulder thing or an Indeed thing, but it's killing me.
Now, it is hard. Now, I got on Indeed, I got on LinkedIn, I did all the Monster, all that stuff, right? And it is hard, and you have to do a lot. You have to pump out volume. You got to adjust your resume to the different things. And one of the key things is that you need to make your resume to where the job applicant system, right? They use a lot of AI stuff. They use a lot of filtering stuff to get rid of a bunch of applications right at the get-go, right? So you need to tweak your resume and you need to make it to where it gets through the application system. That's the number one thing. But the main thing is you just got to keep pumping them out, and you need to pump out applications to kind of parallel jobs of what you're doing. Say, for example, I was a director of data management, right, for IT. So I pumped out director of project management, director of business intelligence for IT, director of master data management, that kind of thing, right? So if you're in another field, you want to not only send out what your primary job is, but for other jobs as well. Hopefully that helps. Let's hear what this guy has to say about this.
I don't know who needs to hear this. The reason why you're not getting a job is not because you're using the wrong job board. It's not because you're not using the right AI swipe Tinder style job application tool. The problem is not even that you don't have the right kind of degree. The problem is you don't currently have enough value for the marketplace for the kind of job you're trying to get. Either that, or you're not presenting the value that you do have appropriately. 75% of resumes get automatically rejected by the applicant tracking system, meaning that if your resume is just a little bit off, it's never going to be seen by a person. It sucks. And it's not an easy problem to solve. But the market isn't dead. You just need to identify the problem so that you can go and fix it. In the world of technology, that means having certifications and projects that demonstrate that you're a person who both knows things and knows how to do things. In other industries, that's on you. I can't speak to what makes you qualified for anything outside of technology. But your number one priority outside of basic qualifications for a job should be that your resume gets through the applicant tracking system. Plain text resumes, custom tailored for the jobs you're applying to. For whatever industry you're in, try doing that and applying to 1,000 jobs before you complain again about how the market is dead. The jobs are there. You just have to know how to play the game.
Now that's kind of tough though, right there. He's saying 75% of resumes get rejected from the system. I kind of believe that. I mean, there's right now, as of right now, there's a lot of applications. There's not a lot of jobs out there. The employers are so picky on who they pick. I mean, I went through so many background checks, personality tests, IQ tests, all kinds of stuff, just to be able to talk to the hiring managers and stuff like that. But this guy here, he's got it pretty well. So the main point is try to get your resume through the applicant system. Use the keywords. You know, it's kind of like search engine optimization for ranking in Google. You know, you want to put the keywords, project management, whatever your key thing is, into the resume to get it noticed more, basically, you know. And another tip I would say is work with recruiters too. Talk to them. See what kind of jobs are out there. Get yourself noticed. Get yourself in the minds of the recruiters, because a couple of recruiters for me got me a few interviews as well. So that may be a good way. So that's a good tip, I think, is to talk to as many recruiters in your field that you can. and they may be able to cut through. They can take the resume and give it to the hiring manager and say, hey, look, this is the person that you need right here. That's what happened to me a couple of times. All right. Let's take a look at these ladies' examples here.
I have applied to 10 to 15 like retail jobs because I am just trying to pay the bills here. I am just trying to get a job to pay my rent. That is all I care about right now, right? Maslow's hierarchy of needs, I am down here.
You know, you apply to these jobs that you're perfect for. I've even done like 2 rounds of interviews for jobs that I am the perfect candidate, and I still get rejected, and they don't ever tell you why, because I do have the experience. I am a good worker. Like, I'm perfect for a lot of these positions, and they're still not going to hire me. So now I'm just annoyed and mad because I know it's not me, and that's what's so frustrating. This sucks. It is so discouraging and it's so annoying. You apply to all these jobs and you have the right experience, you're the perfect candidate, and then you get rejected, or they're scams, or just, I don't know, anything, and it's so discouraging.
Yeah, it's pretty tough out there. I mean, like I've been saying, you know, when you get rejected a lot and when you get, you know, send out a whole bunch in your mind, it's a mind thing too. You get down and you get depressed and it's like, oh man, I'm never gonna find anything right. So, you know, sometimes it is tough. I mean, I've got to admit, it was pretty tough in my case, but you know, we'll see. But let's take a look at what this guy says.
Why is it so hard to get a job? I signed up for Marshall's like last week. My friend, okay, same day I came in, just got the job literally. Walked in there, the whole thing. I signed up like a day after him and they called him in like a couple days after that. I walk in there because, you know, sometimes you just gotta do both. Like you gotta sign up online and like go up in there. I walk in there asking, hey man, who can I talk to get a job? Again, my friend got the job like 3 hours before I came in. Oh yeah, no, we're not hiring. There's just no way you about to lie to me like that. That lady real life looked me in the eyes and lied straight to my face.
Well, probably because the friend got the job, right? And there's no job anymore. This guy's assuming that there's multiple jobs when there could have been just one. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe it's the manager didn't like the way he looked or whatever, talked, I don't know. You know, it's hard to say. But it's pretty competitive out there right now. So if there's just one job, there's just one job. And if someone takes it 3 hours before you, it's gone, right? So what do? I don't know, you know, some people, you know, it's tough. It's really tough. I know I said that a couple of times, but sometimes you don't know what to do anymore. You get frustrated, and let's listen to what this lady has to say.
I don't know what to do anymore. I don't know what to do anymore, and it's so frustrating. So if you are also in the trenches of the job search, job market, no matter what field you're in, like, you're not alone. I'm with you, and I wish I could give you some encouraging words right now, but I really can't, because I'm in the same boat as you, and I don't know if it'll get better or if we'll find jobs, and that's just the truth.
You know, she's pretty down, and I get it, like I said before, but you just got to keep, you know, your job is to find a job, right? You just got to keep pumping out, you know, resumes day after day. The 8 hours of your day that you would normally be working, you know, you have to pump out those resumes, and not just 30, not just 100, but quite a few, you know, maybe 8 or 10 a day, you know, was my goal, right? One an hour, that kind of thing, customized, personalized to the job that you're trying to get. But let's listen to this guy here. He's got some kind of hope for us, I think, here. Let's check this guy out.
You guys want to know the best thing about this job market? The best thing about this job market is you only need one person to say yes for all the work to be worthwhile. But so many of y'all still aren't willing to put the work in. Oh, the market's cooked, and this creator said that, and this other person said this, and these tactics won't work. I can't do it this way because no one's going to want to hire me. You only need one person to say yes. Help me understand why you'll spend 6 hours binge watching Netflix, but you won't spend 3 hours sending personalized emails to someone who might be able to hire you. You've got to get past the noise. You've got to get past the idea that we're all in this same boat and that there's nothing we can do, that there's no control that we can take inside of our job search. You've got to get over that mental hurdle and realize that maybe you do have to send 1,000 applications. Maybe you do have to make 400 or 500 phone calls. But you only need one person to say yes to be out of that. And for me, I'd rather get it all done up front, get to the yes, and move on instead of wallowing in self-pity.
It's pretty easy to say, but it's kind of hard to do, because when you're sending out a bunch of resumes and stuff, it's mentally draining. But this guy has a point, right? If the numbers are there, you know, if the jobs are actually there, and you pump out all the resumes that you can, eventually, if you don't give up, I think that if you're qualified for the job, you have a more likely chance of getting the job than if you give up and quit, right? So just, you know, keep going. But let's listen to what this guy has to say.
Why does it have to be so fucking hard to find a job nowadays? I applied to at least 50 fucking places, and not a damn job wants to call me back or hire me. Oh, I'm sorry. We are not hiring anymore. Oh, sorry. You just don't fit the job requirements, or we already found somebody. Fuck you, motherfucker. I graduated in motherfucking December, bruh. And what is it, April? It's fucking April and I still haven't found a job. I fucking hate my life.
He's got a great agent impersonation kind of thing. But he's frustrated too, I get it. And some people are looking at like last resort jobs, gas station jobs, that kind of thing. And even those jobs are asking you to do quite a few things. Let's listen to see what this guy has to say.
Why did no one tell me the job market was this hard? They got me answering 5 pages of questions to be a gas station worker. A gas station worker. This is my last resort. I'm applying for last resort dead-end jobs, and the last resort dead-end jobs are out here acting bougie. It's a gas station position. What experience do you need? I know how to count money. You feel me? I'm good with people. I could talk to people. What else do you need?
Yeah, it's pretty tough when, you know, the gas stations, you know, those type of jobs, the last resort jobs, they have a lot of requirements too. But like I said, it's a tough market right now. There's more people looking as far as what I see. I don't know what the numbers are and stuff like that as far as what they're saying, but it's pretty tough out there. And, you know, it's the employer gets to dictate things now compared to several years ago. So let's listen to this guy here. He's saying the same thing as well. And he's saying that it's not as easy as it used to be from older people's generation, like the parents and stuff. Parents are like, hey, what's wrong with you? Go find a job, you know? I mean, come on, you know? But this guy's saying, hey, look, it's not that easy. Let's take a look.
The days of just applying or walking with an application or calling or knowing a friend and getting a job, those days are completely over. And what's even worse is that, like, you can't even go get a job at anything under like $25 an hour and live a life by yourself, live a life independently. And I wish our parents understood that. They genuinely think that we can just go out, get a job, and just make it happen. I don't understand what we got to do. What chart do we need to show them? What news segment, what graph, what table we need to do? What do we need to do to show them that it just doesn't work no more?
So you don't really need to show a table or a graph or anything. You really need to just, I mean, at the end of the day, you have to get the job, right? And it's tough to do, like we've been saying, but these people are, you know, maybe giving, I don't want to say they're giving excuses on why they don't have a job, but their parents are on to them like, hey man, you need to get out and do stuff. And they're like, I'm trying, dude, I'm trying. But what exactly are you doing? So this next guy here, this is a good one here. Watch this and he'll say what he believes you need to do.
A lot of people coming out of college are very angry because they're not able to get a job, right? But if we're gonna think about getting a job, we have to put ourselves in the perspective of the person who's hiring. If a person is not able to speak up for themselves or get the balls to go in person to a place and speak to somebody, it's gonna be really hard for me to hire you, especially if I have a physical place I'm hiring people from. I see with a lot of people is they're like, oh, I put in 3,000 applications and I didn't get a job. Did you go in person? Did you go use your communication speaking skills? Do you have communication speaking skills? Do you have sales ability? Do you have an ability to sell yourself? Do you have self-confidence? If you don't have any of those qualities, it's really gonna be hard to find a job. So, don't wait for somebody to reach out to you. Reach out to them and go show your face, all right? You can't sell yourself in this world in any other way.
All right, so this guy's saying go out and sell yourself, show that you're different, do all those kind of things. But this lady here, she's like, hey, I did all that stuff, still can't find a job. Let's listen to what she has to say.
Like, I've done all the tips and tricks. I apply on company websites now. I don't try and use LinkedIn, Indeed. I only go to company websites. I've reached out to people on LinkedIn, like trying to network. I've gotten certifications. Like, I've done all of the things that people tell you to do, and it doesn't work. It doesn't work. It's not working.
And definitely nowadays, employers are looking for experience. Just check out what this girl has to say.
And if you have no work experience, like my poor brother, they just will not hire you. They just will not. So now we have a workforce where everybody in their position is overqualified and you have no opportunity to build skills now.
Yeah, it's pretty tough. The trick is you got to have experience, but coming out of college and stuff, how are you gonna have experience? While you're in college and stuff, you need to, maybe get a step ahead of other people, like the people in this instance here. Maybe get internships, start your building your relationships, that type of thing, so that when you get out of college, you say, hey, look, I did this internship here. I have experience doing this, and this is how you get your foot in the door. Maybe. Let me know what you think in the comments. Now, this is an interesting one coming up. Check this one out, and let me know what you think about this, because this person here, she has said that she's got lots of interviews, but she hasn't been able to land a job. Let's see what's going on here.
It is hard to find a job now in these days. I've been looking for 3 months and I have not got nothing. I've gotten several different interviews, several different callbacks. It's either BS or they don't want to furthermore go with through the application process of hiring me. I done tried to even get something where I can make my car my money maker. And you can't even do that no more because it's a wait list. Parents, I don't understand why y'all don't catch the memo that it's not like how it used to be back in the day. But I'm telling you now, it is not how it used to be back in the day where you could quickly and easily get a job. It takes so much to get a job now in these days. For real. So if you be on your child head, like you need to find something, you need to do something, and they are trying, back. Because I'm telling you, it's not how it used to be no more. At all. Like, I cannot take it. Like, because it's so hard to get on a 9-to-5. I ain't asking for them to pay me $30 an hour or nothing like that. I just want to clock in, pay my bills, have money in my pocket, and go to school. You can't even do that. You can't even do that. Like, it don't make no sense how hard it is now in these days to get a job. I done tried in every aspect you can think of when it come to working. Warehouse, home health care, work from home, retail, fast food. I can't even think of the rest I done did. Like, it don't make no sense. It's not as easy as it used to be no more. For real.
Now, a lot of people saying it's not as easy as it used to be anymore, and probably that may be true. But in this particular instance, she's got several interviews. That's what she said at the beginning there. And perhaps, I'm gonna get in trouble for saying this, but perhaps it might be her attitude. It might be the way she speaks. If she's speaking like this to an interviewer, there's no way in heck that she's gonna get a job, right? I mean, yeah, you're gonna flame me in the comments, whatever, but this kind of speaking, right? And no, it's not because she's black or anything like that. It's just this, if anybody spoke like this in an interview, no one's gonna hire that person. Sorry, But anyways, let's keep going. Let's check this guy out, what he has to say.
Like, bro, I don't understand this shit, bro. You can go to a job interview, right? Have all the qualifications for the job, bro. Have a good-ass conversation with the manager, bro. Tell your ass what, call back in a few days. Your ass call back in a few days, and they tell you that the position has been filled by somebody else. They're not accepting you at this moment. I'm like, damn, bro. It's like, bruh, even McDonald's, bruh, Burger King, bruh, fast food in general, bruh, they ass act like that's some golden ticket shit, bruh. That's some simple $12 an hour shit. And y'all making it this hard to get a goddamn job, bruh. And then the government wonder why niggas be stealing and be robbing people and be doing this shit because they making it harder for people not to get no fucking jobs and shit, bruh. Like, I remember, bruh, 2 years ago, bruh, it was easy to get a job, bruh. Like, it's now you gotta know somebody, you gotta pay somebody to get in somewhere, or you just can't work.
Well, that there also, you know, even at the lower, I don't want to say lower level, but even at the even at the entry level jobs, it's very competitive. Just like we heard from the guy before. And we're going to have to do different things to compete in the market, right? So what do? Let's listen to this guy here.
I think a lot of people are finally realizing that the curtain has been completely pulled back. We have been sold a lie. We have been sold a dream that the social contract that if you go to work, you get a job, you go to college or whatever, you do the right thing, you're going to get ahead in life. And I think we're finally realizing that this is just not the case. The American dream of buying a house, of getting a home, of having a stable job, all of that is out the window. And our generation has had to come up with life hacks and really unconventional ways of earning money and finding ways to live in ways that earlier generations and our parents, I don't think they quite understand, right? Because when they were growing up, you know, the system worked for you if you work it, right? But nowadays, it's not like that anymore. And finding jobs is just not a reality. You know, I worked for almost 10 years and I can't even find a job. So it's almost like we have to start our own businesses and we have to find unconventional ways of living, and it sucks.
Yeah, you know, I get it, but it's not just your generation here, right? I mean, my generation, I have a job, you know, I had a job for several years. If you got a job for 10 years, then you would have some kind of a skill in that 10 years that you can market to get another job, right? But I've also had to find unconventional ways as well, right? I've got side hustles that I'm doing, right? I'm doing the affiliate marketing stuff. I'm trying to understand AI. I'm trying to do, you know, extra things, you know, Facebook Marketplace, whatever, to make extra money too. The unconventional things that you're talking about here, right? So it's not just old people like me saying, hey, go out there and get your job. I'm living it myself as well. So I get what you're saying, but it's a point of, hey, at the end of the day, I mean, what do you guys think? Leave me a comment. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter how you do it. You just got to make the money, right? And speaking of making the money, I'll leave a link in the description below on how you can possibly capitalize on using AI and starting your own profitable real internet business. So check that link out in the description below. Maybe you'll get the side hustle going. Maybe it'll turn into something, maybe not, but at least it's worth a look. But anyways, leave me a comment below on what you think about this. Yes, it's hard right now to find a job. I get it, I'm there. It took me a long time, longer than it usually does. And I totally feel I totally understand the feelings of some of these people because I felt those feelings too. But push, you know, if you push through and do what you gotta do, and eventually I'm thinking if the numbers are there, if the resumes are there, if your knowledge is there, if you persist and you show people that you can do the thing that you're supposed to do, then you can possibly land that job. Let me know what you guys think. Like, comment, subscribe, do all the things. Make sure you check out one of these videos here to see the next topic on how to hustle. Peace.